Hey guys, it's Brian from Riders of the Apocalypse. But real quick, I wanted to remind our older listeners about the format changes coming up. And our new listeners, guess what? We're making a hard left turn here, but I think it's one you're going to like. From now on, Riders of the Apocalypse is going to be all about Zoroastrian scream singing. And I think that you're going to like it. So make sure that you keep it dialed in. And I don't know. Good luck.
Previously on Riders of the Apocalypse.
Hey, Brian, man, check this out. I picked this up at the flea market the other day.
At the flea market you got that?
Yeah.
That looks dangerous.
No, man, not at all. See, look, I can toss it around.
No, you shouldn't do that.
It's fine, man. This thing is 50 years old.
Those things were pretty unstable.
It's all good. Oh, dude, I've always wanted to do this. Hang on.
Do what?
I'm going to hit it with a hammer.
No, don't do that.
No, it's not going to do anything. It's just...
Seriously, man.
I think
I think that we're... Well, Jason, welcome back. And okay, so
once again,
we
are.
We watched Rolling Vengeance.
Yeah.
Rolling Vengeance from 1987, a film out of time.
Right.
A film that seems like it should have come way earlier in the American motion picture lexicon, yet it came way later.
It might have been fine if it just didn't come at all. I don't ever like to start these things out negative. It's
right?
just,
yeah.
You know, there's trouble when I get bored with a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know,
it's a learning experience, and
this endeavor that we're sharing with you folks is sometimes going to be a rough road. This is clearly
yeah, we'll get it honed down to movies that are fun and exciting to watch with your friends and to bust on. Or no, but or to appreciate. There's been some great surprises. Contamination, let's be honest,
right.
Man. Good times.
This one was just
good times.
The only thing all they had to do was maybe throw in some serious good gore.
Right.
And I'm a happy camper. I'm I come from the childhood of the mid 80s where it was just in early 80s especially just they knew how to give you the goods, and this one, man, had a lot of opportunity to.
Right.
But it just did not. A couple of scenes, granted, where I think the first guy gets run over was okay because they clearly made you let you see the mannequin or whatever, the dummy that they were running over.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was just you didn't get any exploding heads. You know, we were constantly. I remember Brian, you saying halfway through, "I want someone's head to explode."
Right.
If not, mine's going to. If I keep watching this.
Right.
Yeah. But, you know, we tried. We definitely hung in there. I actually wanted to commend you, Brian. I was kind of proud of you.
Oh.
I know some of these can be tough. So
it's I will say that when Ned Beatty showed up,
I mean,
I was not ready for that name to crawl across the screen during the opening credits, where it was like,
I think he did his own hair.
Ned Beatty's in this
one.
Ned Beatty of Network and Nashville, and
Ned Beatty. He was in Superman,
Deliverance,
right?
Superman. He was Otis in Superman.
Yeah,
the movie.
We're talking the Christopher Reeve classic.
Yes,
Superman.
Richard Donner directing.
My goodness, yes.
Yeah, fun movie.
Yeah, but fact, Ned Beatty. He popped into this one. It was like, I guess I'm getting close to retirement. They're going to give me how much?
Yeah.
Okay. Wait. 80% of the budget is my paycheck. Okay, I'll do it.
You got me for 2 weeks. I need $4 million up front. Let's go.
He's like, later that evening, he's discussing it with his wife. Honey, you're not going to be proud of me, but remember that trip to Barbados you've been wanting? Okay.
Guess what?
She's like, honey, I don't care. Just go make your money, boo. He's like, you sure? Do you know this movie I'm doing? It's real terrible.
Do you know that?
Remember that movie Roadhouse that was pretty good with that Patrick Swayze boy we love? Yeah, I love that Patrick.
Are you doing Roadhouse 2?
Are you doing Roadhouse? I mean, it's not really Roadhouse, honey.
No.
But,
Oh, and also, have you seen what's big lately that you see on TV? You know, the Bigfoot monster trucks?
yeah.
That's in it too. That's
Well, honey, that seems like it's got some legs to it. Go ahead and I just want you to put your best work into everything you do.
oh, honey.
Honey, I'm not. It's just a paycheck. But anyways, start booking the trip to Barbados.
Because this is going to be the icing on the cake for this shit sandwich I'm about to take a bite out of.
But man, for real, it would. I usually love movies like this.
Well,
Seriously.
yeah,
it's nostalgic and everything else. This one I hadn't stumbled upon in my youth, so this was really the first time I'd watched it all the way through.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it had moments where you're like, oh, this is gonna really be intense.
Yeah.
I mean, and the build up was slow, but the
True.
car wrecks were really brutal and
Right. Yeah, they spent some money
that-
wrecking
that-
some cars.
yeah, and but it just didn't. It just didn't pay off like
It
we
never
wanted.
satisfied.
I wanted
It never
that
paid
giant
off.
drill to just chew through, you know,
Right.
50, 60 people in that
Yeah.
bar.
I thought that
I
it would
wanted it
just
to go
be
rolling through, and like when it was on, you know, Friday night, all you can drink draft beer
Exactly.
till 11.
mowing through an
And
entire
they're just
crowd of people who
drunk,
are
spewing. It's just
guilty by association.
I want just music, smoke, strippers, and just beer, blood, teeth, and you know, everything just
I
grinding
would give you
up
money to make
in the
that.
slow mo as the giant drill just passes through the building. One sweep and just throwing legs and arms.
You would think that would be in the pitch meeting, but
Yeah.
was it not? Or
No, they were just like, dude, are you kidding me? Like, that was the special effects guy. He was like, I want y'all give me enough money. I'm going to have this drill's going to tear through this whole bar and it's going to be amazing. Hang on there, Sam.
hold on.
Do you see the paper mache building back here with no back and no real inside? Yeah, that's what he's driving through. And no, we're not.
And
we're not going to cough up money for your blood and guts. Okay.
We're gonna spend about $100,000 on this movie.
This is a love story first and foremost.
This is a family picture,
All
my
of our
friend.
budget is going to go into Ned Beatty, and then
Yeah. We've got it for 2 weeks.
second to Ned Beatty, the soundtrack. Did we mention the soundtrack?
Hey kids, this is Johnny Carson here. Just stopping by to lend my support to these wonderful fellas doing their new podcast, Writers of the Apocalypse. Podcasting, pretty crazy new stuff. Don't tell Ed though, the last time I used a word like podcasting around him, he ran home and tried something on his wife that put them both in the emergency room. Anyway, back to the show.
Dude, this soundtrack is
I can't get
it's
it out of my
typical it's very mid to late. It almost sounds like these are songs that again seem like they should come earlier in American history than when this movie was made. I'm not
you
saying they're
think
not
so?
80s songs. They sound
Yeah.
very like kind of when 70s was turning into 80s almost.
I feel like the whole
like when
movie,
AM radio was still happening, and I'm getting there's 80s hairstyles and a
yeah.
few 80s cars.
But I feel like the
It's amazing.
the whole idea and everything about the movie was kind of out of its time.
Yeah.
Because 87, you were already about to move into the 90s ish.
Yeah.
This was very much the storyline and everything, that revenge thing that was going. That's
Yeah.
a late 70s, early 80s.
Right.
That's like not really past.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you had those ridiculous sequels and stuff, Death Wish 3, 4, 5, you know. But the revenge theme was very much a early 80s and late 70s. So it would seem like they were just almost like they wrote this thing and put this together just a little too late.
Right. They
But you're
finally
right.
got
It had
made.
it didn't feel 87. It felt
Yeah. I wonder if they were just related to Ned Beatty and they had to wait for a schedule to clear
maybe
up.
Ned had a bigger hand in this. Maybe this was, you know, like a pet project of his for many years. He's like,
He built the truck under a pseudonym.
again, he's talking to his wife. Honey, you know that project I've been dreaming about? Well, yes, and I didn't really.
I'm going to pull the trigger. I'm going to do it.
I didn't think it was really that great, but but you do what you love, honey.
Yeah, I'm here to support you.
5 sons, just
okay. Yeah,
go ahead,
dude. Yeah, I mean, gosh, the story. Where do you even begin? So we start. Yeah, okay. We've got a young hotshot kid that's at the wheel of a truck. It's raining, and he's on the CB with an older guy. You know, he's. I guess it's, you know, we don't know yet, but, you know, his dad, I guess, is it his boss only or what's happening? So he tells him that hey, sorry I'm late. I took a detour about 100 miles off my way. It's like, that's a long way, dude.
Yeah, he's laughing it off. He's like, hey, boss, you know, you don't know it's his dad yet. And he's like, hey, boss, I mean, hope you don't mind. Get this. I took a wrong turn and 100 miles later, anyways, I'm back on track. I'll see you in a few.
And they're making delivery consequently. You know, or just coincidentally, actually, to this roadhouse, which is next to a used car lot. Sometimes I can't tell which one I'm looking at.
It's Tiny's
Tiny's place. So, and these people act very irresponsibly towards them. They're rude.
It seems like everybody in town, either for their pastime enjoyment, for their leisure time, they're at Tiny's.
Yes,
getting plastered,
right?
Watching strippers, listening to, you know, almost urban cowboy type live country, maybe, just like
honky tonking it,
but the little rock and rollers too.
That's right.
But they're all in there partying. If they're not in there, they're drunk driving in the back of pickup trucks, basically
harassing the
brutalizing
household.
people and a lot of times killing them.
Yeah.
And that's the pastime of this town.
And
this sweet little,
they're just dealing with it. And you know how they're fighting that is some of the housewives are getting together in a wonderful organization called
WAD.
And we're not even trying to be crude. It is Women Against Drunk Driving.
That's right.
And so
WADD, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, WAD.
Yeah. I can only imagine how the conversation would go. Hi, I'm Mildred Pierce from WAD. I'd like to talk to you about these flyers. And at that point, you'd be like,
hi,
I'm sorry?
I'm here. I'm in charge of WAD. So,
well,
wait, excuse me?
You are...
That's...
What's your organization again? I'm sorry.
No. WAD. Women Against Drunk Driving.
Oh
my God. Okay.
Maybe you should... Okay, we'll talk about that later.
Honey, you can uncover your ears now. It was fine. Anyways, go on.
They're passing out flyers, and there's a few women in this town that are not okay with this behavior, but we don't really know. We just think that they're against drunk driving because, you know, there's organizations that are against drunk driving.
This whole town is ridiculous, and maybe 5 women are pissed off about it. Everybody else is just like, woo!
Good to go.
Everybody else is just drinking and driving.
Yeah. Everybody else is either driving trucks or they're parking at Tiny's and going in for, you know, a rowdy good time. Tiny, by the way, is played by Ned Beatty. Ned Beatty looks like he is dressed like Glenn Danzig with a 50s haircut.
His hair in this, dude, it's so gross.
Yeah. Ned Beatty's playing any like villain character from an early Stephen King novel. He's just disgusting. He's got a tooth missing.
That black leather jacket. He's dressed kind of like a biker, but he looks like your old alcoholic uncle.
Yeah.
That's not intimidating looking at all, but he's trying to wear biker stuff and he's going through like a late midlife crisis.
It barely fits him.
He just discovered the Misfits. You know, he's got Danzig necklace on, and you're all like, his whole family's just like, why?
Yeah.
Why now?
Which is why.
He just doesn't look, that outfit. He did the best he could, but man, it was.
And Ned Beatty's constantly dealing with this motley crew of doofy, what I thought for at least half of the movie were his employees. It was just 5 guys, right? It was 5 dudes that were just like blathering idiots.
All the same age. So, and it turns out they're his sons.
Yes.
And not only that, and he clearly has favorites out of the 5. Mm-hmm. And he tells one of the favorites, Victor, right?
Yeah.
Is it Vic?
Right, yeah.
He tells Vic, you know, you're my favorite, right? And even, to tell you the truth, your mom's my favorite mom too.
Right.
Meaning
he was like, their
all
moms.
four of your other brothers came from different mothers too.
Yeah.
That's the kind of guy I am.
That's what I do. And about 35 years ago, I kind of just got a little nutty there.
And then when doesn't he start kind of trying to talk to his son? I want to tell you, your mom is my all-time favorite. And the things she would do. And he's like, Daddy, no,
come on, that's my mom.
I don't want to. No, let me tell you something, son. There was this trick she would do. It was almost magic. Dad, please stop.
She would grind her high heels into the carpet. And
Dad, I don't want to hear it.
leave.
He's like, son, listen, you're going to hear this. Now slide over that bottle of Jack and let's sit down and talk.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah,
these blathering idiots, they and very early on, they're doing something really crazy and dangerous and stupid. They are, they're just driving around terrorizing people and throwing beer bottles and stuff like that.
They're absolutely the worst people ever.
Yes. And so through a nice scene, we find that the young guy that was late driving the truck in and his
you mean
the
Kirk
guy,
Cameron?
Right.
Oh, no.
Who's older than Kirk Cameron?
Or Joey. Are we talking about the
son.
The star, the
Russo,
son?
yeah, Joey.
Okay.
So that's his dad. And so they have a quick, run in with Ned Beatty and his sons. They're like, you're stupid. And then we go home, find out there's a full family there. There's two daughters, and then he's the son, and the wife is there.
At first you think that at first I thought that his father, Joey's father,
was the grandfather.
I thought he was the grandfather, but no, he's got a 5-year-old daughter.
Yeah,
and he's clearly 65.
Just why?
I mean, hey, but that's how
why stop?
They're in the that's farm life.
That's trucker life, baby. And so these idiots lead to the deaths of the mom and the two daughters.
Which is, here's the thing about the movie. That beginning, I think half hour or so, when they take a long time to get to that brutality, but the wreck and you're actually nervous during this scene, and they're breaking the window out and fucking with her and the kids, and it's pretty disgusting. Yeah, I think it was well done to build that tension. Right. And then the wreck happens, and you're like, God, that's fucking brutal. Mm-hmm. You get the funeral, which is classic 80s style funeral.
Very quick too.
They all
spend
look
a lot of
the
time
same. There. It's all really, really brightly lit daylight, and there's usually Our Father who art,
It's a little gauzy.
Yeah,
yeah. Like there's a how do you
I don't know.
Like diffused lighting kind of.
Like they put a filter on the film or something, and you get this fuzzy kind of look to it. But you get all of that, and you think, okay, well, now it's revenge time.
Yeah,
and we were. Over and over again, we're like, wait, why do they need to? Now are they about to rape the girlfriend now? Mm-hmm. We don't need any more. Right. I mean, we don't need, his mom. Was it his mom? Yeah, it's his mom. Mm-hmm. See, that's hard to think about because he's clearly in his 30s.
Right. Yeah.
But his dad and mom have a 4 or 5-year-old kid, maybe even some other. I couldn't count how many kids, but they.
Hey guys, this is Brian from Riders of the Apocalypse, and I want to take a break just to thank one of our many sponsors here on the show. In fact, we've got a way for you to get a quick free meal. Just use our promo code. Go to brownbag/ Riders of the Apocalypse for you to get 5% off on your first meal from Brown Bag. Do you like to come home and make meals that come in a box that have pre-wrapped things that are about 3 times as expensive as what you might get at a grocery store if you weren't lazy enough and had more money than sense to go to have somebody send you a meal and with a recipe so that you can proudly talk to your coworkers the next day and say, hey, do you guys like pork loins with pan-seared pea snaps? I do. I just made it last night. Well, you pretentious fuck. You can use this promo code and get 5% off on one of those meals. And I don't know, enjoy burning your money. Now back to the show.
But you're like, okay, the mom and the kids have died brutally.
Uh-huh.
That's enough For me,
Right.
I'm packing heat. I'm putting on the camo,
Yeah.
and I'm commando now.
Complete with
but
lines.
He
to
starts.
say.
Does he even start building the truck yet?
No, because
'Cause
then
he's just
he and
trying
his
to be-
father, because there's a trial, because
Oh,
you
the
know
trial,
they're
right.
you know it's a criminal trial to find, hopefully to find the oldest son,
Right, vehicle
Of-
manslaughter is what they were.
Right.
They were trying to.
because he caused the deaths of
Yeah, he
his
murdered
family.
him straight up.
And but no, he gets off because there's no evidence to really prove it.
Yep.
And you would think, okay, time to build
Yeah,
the truck.
here we go.
Not yet.
Now it's time to build the truck.
Not yet.
No. So, and then it's. I think then the next thing was they almost kill the dad. So
Right.
these guys. Hey, they're all happy about getting off. They run out of the courtroom straight to Tiny's, chug a bunch of beer, and then get up on an overpass and start throwing, cinder blocks off onto the trucks and stuff.
Yeah.
Why not? Hey, we got time to kill. Why not? I mean, we got off on that one. Surely we won't get in trouble for this.
Clearly, we're running the show here.
Hey, don't tell Dad.
Yeah.
And you realize these 5 guys are all brothers, and they're all literally the same age.
Yeah, and they're
It's so
just
hilarious.
acting of their own. They throw cinder blocks and they put the dad in a coma.
Right. They put the dad. He wrecks his semi. He's now in a coma. Now you're like,
Joe
okay,
Russo.
now, Joey, now it's time to build the truck, right? And I do think that he finally does start building it.
Nobody knows what I know.
And man, see, the montage could have even been better. Because at first you're like, oh, he's welding, and it's like,
Right. No,
It's
he's
like,
looking around a
in the
junkyard for
burning
parts.
hot, it's just, and you want the Rocky montage, but no, it's just him walking through a junkyard, picking up parts and
During this like song.
looking through viewfinders. And
doing it right.
Again, did I mention the soundtrack? I am welding now. I'm walking around in a junkyard. So nothing really happens. You think he was going to do a little working out or something, or they showed the drill, which was cool. You're like, oh man, this is going to be a good one. And then
Right.
next thing you know, he's like picking out doors. He's getting a frame.
Sizing them up.
He's
Looking,
actually doing
upholstery.
the work. I think they spent like half an hour. He literally in the movie he built that vehicle. It was like a project.
This happens, mind you, this happens 45 minutes in.
Yes. Was it already 45?
Yeah,
But
I
so-
was just kind of like, whoa,
Right.
we have been like kind of hauling here. This has been a while here. And at that point, I'd actually forgotten about the whole, like, why it might be called Rolling Vengeance. I'd forgotten about the fact that there was probably going to be some crazy vehicle involved,
Well, yeah.
which we got, which was really, 2 tickets to the monster truck show, baby.
We got a monster truck show.
That's all right.
You folks out there, you can't get enough of the monster truck. They don't come in town as often as they used to. Just rent Rolling Vengeance. I think we found it on YouTube. Just put that on repeat, and you get
no.
your monster truck. But so the dad's in a coma now, and then I think eventually it takes the dad dying, and then they rape the girlfriend, and she's
Yeah.
beat
Well,
up.
he has
and
this-
then he finally, I know he had killed a couple
because
people.
of the coma, and then he finally took it out, and that's when he decided to flatten those cars in Tiny's car lot, because the
Yep.
Roadhouse and the used car lot are the same thing apparently.
That's right. Yeah,
So-
it was just.
And then at that point, we're introduced to 2 new characters: the sheriff and his deputy.
I know. I was like, "Where are these guys coming from?" All of a sudden, it's like, "Are we?"
It's a little late for this.
The one guy could not stop with this weird, like, cringing face or something he was doing.
Yeah.
That's part of a character. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna method this one. I'm gonna do this one."
Yeah.
They're gonna love the direction I take this character. He's just like
I've been doing my
snarling
research,
for no
yeah.
reason. He's like, every time he's talking, he's like, "So we're looking into this guy," and he's just got a crinkled up face. I'm like,
You know what I mean,
"What are you
boss?
doing?"
Yeah, why you're making me uncomfortable? It hurts my face. My
But
cheeks are tired just looking at you.
The thing about it was, again, blah blah blah. The whole movie, he builds the truck, finally gets enough, death and rape to piss him off, and he runs over things, and then somehow Ned Beatty, gets randomly shot in the head and
By the sheriff.
by the sheriff, and
Yeah.
it was like so unclimactic. And you were thinking, oh God, now the movie's just over.
Right.
But at least they did a little more shots of the truck. I mean,
and when he finally, during the big climactic scene where he
the drill
rolls,
going through the
before
the
that,
tunnel.
where he rolls the truck through that bar, there's, you're thinking like the sheriff and the girlfriend shows up, like, oh my God, what happened? The truck's sitting there like amongst the rubble of what's left of this standing building. And then he comes running out of the rubble like, oh, Julie, or whatever her name is. I don't care. And they embrace. And it's like, oh, he got out of his truck, but he came out of the rubble. Did he crawl out earlier? What happened there? What's going on? So he must have left the keys in the truck because
absolutely he did.
The oldest son gets in.
Because Vic's now behind the wheel. And, chase, blah, blah, blah. We wind up with the drill.
Mm-hmm.
The girl's hidden in a
she crawls into a culvert. Yeah,
and,
like a steel corrugated
and she's
culvert.
in there and she's trapped because there's a flimsy little grate behind her that she can't push through. And
right.
The drill's in there, and the drill's coming in at about, an inch per hour?
I think so, yeah, because it's got to push through that thing. But, they're having a fist fight on top of the truck while this is happening, and he can't get to the switch yet. So,
Which
man,
was
we're
very
just
gentle fist fight. The guy just rolled out. The truck starts smoking. I forget. And then he just rolls out like front flips out of the truck cab and lands on the ground and he's kind of done for it.
And then
somehow they fight a little bit. The truck runs over his head. And again, we were wishing for an exploding head, Brian.
But no.
We got no blood and no brains. And then pretty much roll credits.
Yeah, he stops the truck and he rescues her.
Yeah.
So
nobody really cares.
Yeah, and it's just the, yeah, and then we see aftermath where the deputy is like, Sheriff, it looks like that bad guy was driving the truck. And he's like, oh, I see what happened here, so I'm fine with
they
this.
made that stupid little twist at the end. We don't have to arrest Joey.
Yeah, we're good.
It was the bad guy that's dead now.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys, we're done.
And Joey and his girlfriend walk off into the distance, and everything's good to go.
And then the rhythm of love.
We cannot end this podcast without paying homage to one of the best ending songs.
Well, Brian, you've heard of the very, very famous duet.
Betty and Bobby Bland.
That's it.
But in the movie, they're credited as Betty and Bobby Blue.
Now, I want you to say that 3 times fast.
I can't do that.
Betty and Bobby Bland
as Bobby Blue.
As Bobby Blue. Betty and Bobby Bland as Bobby Blue.
You know what the best part of this is? That song that we're about to share with you now was written and produced by Shandy Cinnamon.
And next give a warm round of applause.
Gentlemen, get your $1 bills ready for Cinnamon.
You may want to come closer to the front. I now present Cinnamon.
Oddly enough, this movie and Contamination are simpatico. They form a circle.
Shit.
And it's blowing my mind right now. And I've got to go deal with this. So,
all right. Well, until next time,
guys, I've been Brian.
And I'm Jason.
And you were listening to Riders of the Apocalypse.
Riders of the Apocalypse.
I can't believe this. Everything is okay. This podcast is falling down around us, and you're just
Darlene. All right, we're going to call it a night. Everyone, thank you.
Oh,
this has been
Darlene, it's
Riders
okay.
of
You don't
the,
have to turn the lights
Failure.
episode
1.
Really?
So, everyone have a great evening, and I bid you a fond adieu.